Good evening. My name's Amy and I am going to be reading from this book, which is called The Power of Imagination, and it's by Andrew Wommack. I'm going to be reading a chapter a day, starting with the introduction, and I will be leaving all scripture references in the description of each video for you to look at and meditate on at your own leisure. So please make sure that you check the description in each video that I do, and be sure to meditate on the scriptures that go with each chapter, please. That's really important. So I'm going to read from the blurb of this book first of all, to give you an idea about what this book is actually about. Okay, so the blurb reads: The power of imagination. Too often, believers pray for healing, but never experience it. They pray for prosperity, but never receive it. Why? Because they don't know how to use their imagination the way God intended. They don't see themselves healed. They don't see themselves prosperous. They don't see themselves victorious. In The Power of Imagination, Andrew Wommack will unlock the power of your imagination and explain how you can put it to work, giving you hope for the future. Without it, you'll never fulfill God's plan for your life. Circumstances will divert you and hardship will steal from you, but with it, you won't be able to lose for winning. Never underestimate the power of your imagination. So, that sounds very promising. And on the cover it says, The Power of Imagination, Unlocking Your Ability to Receive from God. So, who's excited about this book? Because I am very excited. Okay, I'm going to read the introduction to you. The introduction reads: Imagination is the dynamo, the power source of life. But most people don't understand its importance. They don't understand that God built imagination into our makeup. Psalm 103 verse 14 says, For he knoweth our frame, he remembereth that we are dust. The same Hebrew word that was translated frame in this verse was translated imagination or imaginations 5 times in the Old Testament: Genesis 6:5, 8:21, Deuteronomy 31:21, 1 Chronicles 28:9 and 29:18. Our imagination is the frame or spine of our existence. It's the doorway to our potential and affects the way we view life. Proverbs 23:7. But people regulate imagination to the realm of childhood fantasy. People relegate imagination, to the realm of childhood fantasy. They underestimate its influence in their lives and try to receive from God without first activating their imaginations. I was just seeing if it was actually recording. Okay. When Jamie and I, so Jamie is Andrew Wommack's wife. When Jamie and I started out in ministry, the Lord gave us a vision of reaching multitudes, of touching people all over the world. And though we knew that this was God's will for our lives, there was very little evidence suggesting it would come to pass. People stayed away from our meetings by the thousands. We struggled to find traction. It was frustrating. Then, in 2002, the Lord spoke to me from Psalm 78 and told me I was limiting him by my small thinking. You see, even though I knew God's will for my life, I could not see myself doing it. I couldn't see myself standing in front of thousands of people or influencing millions on television. I couldn't imagine people speaking my name in the same breath as other ministers who had impacted the world. And because I couldn't see it, I didn't. The Lord showed me that in order to fulfill His will for my life, I had to change the way I thought. I had to start using my imagination. Your imagination is like your spiritual womb. It's your creative center. Genesis 11 records the account of the Tower of Babel. As the ancient population grew and began spreading out upon the earth, the people gathered on the plains of Babylon. There they devised a plan to make a name for themselves, Genesis 11:4, and to reach heaven. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Genesis 11:5-6. That's amazing. I just want to read that scripture again because it's just really powerful stuff. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. That is amazing. The imagination of this unregenerate people so threatened God's plan for mankind, He had to put a stumbling block in front of them by dividing their language, to slow them down and give His plan time to work out. God saw their imagination as a threat to His plan for man. Wow. Imagination is powerful. It is the first step in doing. If you can imagine something, you can do it. Yet many Christians don't understand this. Believers all over the world pray for healing and never experience it. They pray for prosperity but never receive it. Why? Because they don't know how to use a godly, positive imagination. They don't see themselves healed. They don't see themselves prosperous. If you want to see God's will for your life come to pass, if you want to reach your full potential, you need to understand both the power of your imagination and the correct way to use it. So that's the introduction. And the first chapter, chapter 1, is called What is Imagination? And this is what we're going to be reading tomorrow. Now, this book actually has 22 chapters, so I will be doing a minimum of 22 short videos that are going to be all under 10 minutes. So really easy to sit and listen to each day. And I really hope that you're going to read along with me. I would really appreciate feedback. I would really like to have discussions in the comments. And I'd just like to hear people's thoughts on each chapter, really. So that's it for today. And tomorrow I will be doing chapter 1. What is imagination? And remember to read the scripture references in the description of this video. There's like a little drop down menu, and I will put all the scriptures that are mentioned in the introduction for you to meditate on and read for yourself at your own leisure. But yeah, I hope that's blessed you, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. Okay, bye.